everyone, I'm Rachel. In this tutorial, I'll teach you how to color shimmering glamorous eyeshadow using the Color Therapy app. I'll show you how to combine the glitter and airbrush tool to create a glamorous dark brown eyeshadow look. If you'd like to follow along, search for this image under close-up eyes. All right, so the first step is to tap to fill in a skin shade color. So I'm gonna go under the skin shades palette. I'm gonna use the third color from the right on the top row, and I'm just going to tap to fill everything in. Now, in the same palette, select the brown directly below that on the second row, and then select the airbrush tool, set the size to 100 and opacity at 75. Make sure coloring inside the lines mode is set to off, and then using your finger, you're gonna shade all around the eye. I would shade where it has a shadow already in the template, and then we're also gonna shade underneath the eye as well. Just a little bit. Now go back to the palette, and on the bottom row, choose the second to last color, it's a dark brown, and just go ahead and shade the upper lid. So I'm just going from left to right. I'm just making it a little bit darker, so I'm just filling in the area right below that line that creates the eyelid. And you can do a quick little swipe across the bottom lid as well. Now select the darkest brown in that palette, and repeat what we just did. We want to have the far left corner, so the outer corner of the eyelid, to be a bit darker. So you can do an extra layer right there. And then you can do a half stroke just going across the bottom, stopping in the middle of the eye. Now let's select the glitter tool. Let's set both the size and opacity at 100. Now go to the colorful metallic palette, make sure it's set to solid, and choose the orange. So it's on the second row, it's a lighter orange there. And we're gonna swipe across the top lid. I'm mostly focusing in the middle of the eyelid, so it'll look sort of like that. Make sure to curve it in an arcing shape. Now go over to the Pastel Palette and select the first color on the last row, it's a light orange, and then swipe from the inner corner to the top half of the upper lid like that. And then lower the size to 35 and do a quick short little swipe in the middle of the bottom lid. Now back in the colorful metallic palette, choose the sixth color on the top row and then select the airbrush tool. Set the opacity at 75 and the size at 25. Now you want to follow the upper lid line and just draw a line curving with that line there. Now we need to blend it, so select the smear tool and set the size and opacity at 100. Zoom in a bit and you can just go ahead and begin to blend that top lid. So I'm just working upwards, going in an arcing motion and blending it across the eyelid. I'm going all the way to the other side. Now let's just darken that outer corner of the eye a little bit. So using black, use the airbrush tool set to size 100 and opacity at 50. And just add a little bit of shadow into that outer corner and bring it up into the eyelid a little bit, just very softly. And now let's add a bit of highlights. In the hair shades palette, select the cream color on the bottom row. And then with the airbrush tool, you can set the opacity at 30 and the size at 100. So with your finger, add a soft highlight, just run right underneath the eyebrow on the left side. And then lower the size now to about 60. And then on the top lid, let's just add a slight little highlight sort of in the middle. So now it's kind of shimmering on the very middle of the eye. And then lastly, let's add a few of our own little glitter spots. Using the pen tool, set the size to 1 and opacity at 100 and select white. And then go ahead and make manual little dots just on the eyelid. And they can come upward into the eyeshadow above that as well, just a little bit. So this sort of just breaks up the glitter and it makes it a bit more luminous. Optionally, you can also raise the size to 2% if you want some bigger glitter spots. And you can do the same thing on the bottom lid as well. To finish, remove the lines and finish the details of the pupil and add black eyelashes. You can find my other tutorials for help on these elements as well. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.